Sorry, we're back with GrowthCon this afternoon. So right now, Grant Cardone is introducing the next speaker, who is Drew Brees. And Drew Brees, so do you know, are you familiar with Drew Brees, Jose? Let me just look. So Drew Brees is a quarterback, and and I think he's also almost close to retirement. It looks like, maybe. I think Grant's going to do an interview with him right now. So we'll hear a little bit more about him, but he's 42 years old, so I imagine it would be hard for him to be still playing football.
All right, who that?
Almost retirement, I guess.
That nation is everywhere.
So
I know. No matter where I go in the world, I'll see Saints jerseys. I'll hear people yelling, "Who that?" It's amazing. It's a very expensive world.
The sound is a little bit quiet today, so we're frozen. Is it frozen? No, it's just the sound.
Cajun culture, right? You got that French influence, and so it's, who that said they're going to beat them Saints? It just kind of rolls off the tongue after you've been there for a while.
Okay, I'm going to press mute for a minute so that we can watch, and we'll come back and give a summary about it after we've had a chance to listen for a little bit longer. This morning was phenomenal. We had some really great speakers, and we're excited to hear more this afternoon.
These sport guys really get business. Okay? They understand it at a different level because they live and they thrive in competition, and they just get it.
Yeah, it's the competition. And I think also, it's
also the result, because they win and they lose every day.
Yeah.
Every day they win, they lose.
And I think someone yesterday had mentioned, had asked a question from one of their employees, or in an interview, when was the first time that you sold something? And I think that the experience of having to do fundraising and work hard, that's cute, baby.
Beautiful.
Fundraising and work hard for when it comes to sports even. That they're dedicated and driven, and they do what it takes.
Yeah. And they have to, because if they don't, they get pancaked. This guy, if he doesn't do what he does, he gets flat.
Oh, I love it. Thank you very much, Kishi. Very cute. Okay, honey. So this guy, Drew Brees, he's talking about visualization and
He's
And
one of the
goal
best, one of
setting.
the best quarterbacks in the NFL. So quick little story on Drew Brees. About probably 10, 15 years ago, he was he blew out his shoulder so bad. His team they traded for a different quarterback, and they got rid of him.
Oh,
And he went on to win a championship and be one of the best quarterbacks in history.
wow.
Literally one of the best in history of the NFL. And he got through it. He's not a tall guy, so for the NFL, it's quarterbacks with height are favored because you can actually see over top of people.
He's 6 feet tall. He's not short.
That's for the NFL. Yeah. Tom Brady is probably 6'5", 6'6".
Oh, wow.
Peyton Manning, I'm sure you've heard of, is probably 6'5", 6'6". Like all these quarterbacks are very tall because they have to be able to see over top of the line. Because imagine the disadvantage when you're looking at guys that are,
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
That's probably why you've heard of Doug Flutie, of course, right? Doug Flutie, who played in Canada and stuff.
Yeah.
He was a small guy, right? 5'8", 5'9".
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So he was also saying, it's not about knowing what you're going to do the whole way through. It's about knowing specific situations and how to react to each one. So practice.
I just love these athletes. I think it's just a different type of, like the athletes and the entertainers, because they have a different, it's a different type of competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like business in a certain way, you can still make it to the top if you have the right product. How many NFLers have the right product? All of them. What makes him different than his competitors, than his peers? Nothing. If anything, he's at a disadvantage. So he's got less capital, less money, less employees, right? If you look at his skill set, is what I'm trying to say. That's beautiful, dude.
I love it.
So they have to find a way to get out.
Good job, Kashi. And the determination and everything else.
Look at his disadvantages.
Yeah. Everything else that comes along.
He was rapping and he was. Thank you, baby. He was a light-skinned Cuban with blue eyes. And Pitbull is many things. But one thing Pitbull ain't is a Latin hunk. You know what I mean? Keep it real, mommy. Epa, as you would say. Right? So, I mean, they work with different disadvantages. Like this quarterback, he is at a disadvantage to his peers.
Yeah.
He's shorter. They're younger. They're faster. They're stronger.
So he's 42, actually.
Yeah.
It says
he just retired this year.
42.
And I chose Purdue University because of its academic reputation. In fact, the first time a recruiter came to me and said, "You're a recruit shop for Purdue University," I said,
Very cool. Actually, it doesn't say that he's retired just yet.
He's retired.
It says it looks like peak retirement.
Well, maybe he'll make his announcement.
Plans for 2021 unclear to even some people close to him.
He has a TV broadcast yet.
So he's
but
good then.
Doesn't mean that he's gonna.
One of the things that
See his scar on his face too.
It's a birthmark.
It's a birthmark. He was on Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
Famously, do you remember that?
No.
And Oprah Winfrey was like, "Let me get that off your face," and she tried to scratch it off his face.
Oh.
He's like, "Oh, that's
yeah.
Right." So look it up. You'll see it.
Oh, Oprah.
Oh, Oprah.
Speaking of Oprah, that Prince Harry thing that's going on right now is definitely interesting.
See, look right here.
Okay, so what else does he have to say? What else? I mean, I think the idea of goal setting and visualizing, it's massive when it comes to success.
Absolutely.
How are you going to get there if you can't visualize it? Let's go on mute for that. Sorry, what?
Saying he won the championship for New Orleans after Katrina had happened. Remember how devastating that was for the Katrina hurricane?
Yeah.
He stayed. He stuck it out. He was loyal to the team.
Well, I mean, people were leaving that city, leaving. It was devastating for their whole community, right?
Yeah. Oh, this guy's remarkable. Remarkable. He's a great athlete.
You know, what's interesting is there are people like Grant, like Pete, like whomever that do public speaking. You often don't expect athletes to be able to.
They live in adversity. They live and breathe off one singular mistake. So if Grant says something or does something wrong, he can fix it the next day. If this guy does something wrong, his team gets kicked out of the championship. They're at the stage, like there's stages at the highest level.
Yeah.
That's why it doesn't surprise me that he's as sharp as he is.
Well, but look at all the athletes that have come on this weekend and been sharp. It's interesting that
he says the same thing that A-Rob is saying about focus. Talking about focus, right?
But if you just focus on winning at the game of life,
you know?
Yeah.
the rest takes care of itself.
Just focus on winning at the game of life, and all the rest will take care of itself. So focus on surrounding yourself with great people. Oh,
Penny, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be the best.
Be the best that you can be. Be kind. Be generous. Just win at life. If you win at life.
Yeah.
And yeah.
He's a preacher.
Grant.
Well, don't forget when Grant grew up in Louisiana.
Yeah.
New Orleans, it was the worst team
Oh.
ever. They used to wear like paper bags over their heads and go to the stadium. That's how bad they were. Yeah. Absolutely. It's true.
Oh my goodness.
They used to call them. They're called the New Orleans Saints. Their nickname was the New Orleans Aints. And people would. So he brought he brought the championship there. No one had ever done that.
Interesting.
Yeah. See. Do you hear what he's talking about, right? Like his size deficiency and stuff, right? For the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Like Grant needs fuel from the haters. He actually is the opposite. He wants to prove the people right that supported him. Different, right? Different mentality.
Yeah.
Both equally successful, driven, motivated, perseverant, all that. But it's funny how it's two different ways, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Elena, if this was her husband in the billionaire undercover billionaire, she'd have to motivate him different than she motivated Grant.
Yeah. Because
she would have to be like, your teammates, your kids, your parents, your spouse. We're counting on you.
She tried that.
But it didn't work for Grant. People are different, right? Businesses are different, right? So it's
They're
just
motivated by.
I just wanted to highlight the fact that it was
people are motivated by different things.
Yeah.
Why is that, do you think?
Because we're all wired differently.
What do you think would motivate you?
I would be more motivated I would be more along the line of what Drew Brees had said. I'm more motivated to prove the people that are with me, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, at certain times, I want to prove people wrong. I mean, let's also, like, Grant Cardone has a lot of haters, so it's different for him. Right?
Yeah.
People have done him wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So it's crazy.
And I think he has overcome a lot of adversity. There has been a lot of haters that have said to him, "You can't do this. Like you won't be able to do this in your life." And
you hear that? They're asking him a question. They're like, "How did you come back from 53 times going into the fourth quarter? He was losing, and he won those games."
Can you turn that down, please?
He rescued those games.
53 times.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Yeah.
So it's just interesting how that happens, right? Like you're behind. So how many times in your business are you behind? How many times are you behind on payroll? Or are you behind on deadlines? And you've got to make it happen, right?
I think any business who is older than brand new has been through ups and downs, and it's just, do you have the ability to keep getting up?
And I mean, he's got a different mindset, right? He visualizes.
Yeah.
I haven't really heard many people speak of that today or this weekend, of visualization. So that's what he does, right? So it's interesting. You can take from different speakers.
Well, Tyrese
as well
gave an example of him being on Forbes magazine and everything else.
Absolutely.
Can you turn it down a little bit and you turn that?
Very amazing. Love this guy. So good.
So he does franchising. He really likes franchising. Dunkin' Donuts. And one of the things that he was saying about franchising is that basically it allows people to take a proven model, something that works with like demonstrable whatever, to actually implement and be a business owner without having to take as much of the risks. You're not starting something new. You're just following something else that already works. Look at it.
Baby.
So that's really cool. So what he was talking about, it's called Shield One, and it's just one second, baby. So it's called Shield One, and what they're doing is they're putting in this something that is aquaponics, and it will be providing fresh, healthy food in communities that need it across the country, starting with one location and hopefully expanding. Even fish, aquaponics, and yeah, very cool. Very cool. So what happened?
So
They called it,
Yeah, it was just a bad call.
you gotta move on.
and it was the worst.
Let's use
Yeah, it
this.
was.
So, yeah, but did it take a day? Did it take 2 days?
Just
Did
a
it take a
passive
week?
influence.
So
I knew this
Grant's
stuff,
obviously
but still not.
biased
Like, how long did it take to get over it?
until I started
Yeah.
training again.
Oh, wow.
Until I started training again.
So how important is it for you to get back
Yeah.
into action?
Man, get back on the horse.
So
Get up, get back in action.
he was just telling us about his shoulder injury
Winner,
and how he had a 25% chance.
so true.
Yeah,
Final,
that's
any final, they're going to leave
determination,
here today,
for
tomorrow,
sure.
And anything you would tell them going into 2020.
So I think his big thing at the end, Drew Brees, that he just said was focus on the process and the rest will follow. Which, who said that? Who said that earlier today? Was it A-Rod? Also said that. The process is what matters. And he also said win at the game of life.
That's
You
true.
need to win at the game of life. Wow. He was a great speaker too. Now we
Not as
have
good as A-Rod.
now we have Brandon Dawson and Natalie Workman
Oh,
on
cool.
stage.
Natalie's on stage. Didn't you interview her?
Yeah, I did
What was that
interview. I did interview Natalie Workman.
What was that like? Tell me.
Online. It was. She is very, very smart. She has so much knowledge when it especially comes to building a team, scaling your business, implementing processes. She definitely has some crazy knowledge. Same with Brandon. Brandon has. I haven't had a chance to talk to him on my live yet, but he certainly is very, very knowledgeable. I'm gonna listen. Okay, so right now Brandon and Natalie are bringing up. They're bringing up their newest partners. So there's different. So coming soon. So who are their partners? Advanced Medical Integration, TRC Electronics, Northwest Roofing, Fit Solutions, and Portsmouth Quality Flooring. So it's a panel. So let's have a listen.
is Steve.
So open your checkbook up.
And I lead a company.
You don't believe this guy's gonna help you take it there?
Yeah, so right now it's Brandon is talking to their newest partners. But I wonder what partners means. What does a partner mean? Like they invested in.
I don't know what it is.
So the last.
And for me, that was crazy.
Who just did the last one?
Everybody's just been telling me.
So he said that he's at 10 million and they want to go to 100 million. The guy on the end just said that.
What you're doing for my financial life, and also talk about a tax fee.
So these people are crediting Brandon for turning them into billionaires.
They don't actually know what the definition of true opportunity is, so they can't.
That's
drive
amazing.
Because they don't understand, they just try to do better than they did
Wow.
before. That is not the formula. So the more science.
What is that? Advanced medical integration. They're holistic. The nation's leading consultant group for establishing holistic philosophy-based medical integration.
Philosophical.
Yeah. Wow, that's
There's this other company called Cardone'S.
So I think what we're gonna do, yes, the numbers do seem overwhelming. We're gonna actually hang up on the live stream here because we're having a hard time with this keeping on freezing. So
Check you on Clubhouse when it's all
we'll
done.
see you on Clubhouse when it's all over. And thanks so much for hanging out. We're gonna come on
Thank you,
later
guys.
and summarize the weekend though. So see you later. Bye bye. Just let me end it.